Okay, so get this. We're going deep on AI music today, specifically a platform called Riffusion.
Riffusion?
Yeah, and it's making waves.
Big waves.
Yeah, like composing entire symphonies
Yeah.
from just a few words.
It's pretty crazy.
I know, right? You're probably thinking AI making music, so that's like a robot playing the piano?
Kind of.
But no,
You're not even close.
it's way more interesting.
Way more.
So much more.
Yeah, it's not just copying or like remixing old stuff.
Right.
Riffusion uses this really cutting-edge approach called diffusion modeling.
Diffusion modeling.
Yeah, have you heard of it?
I've heard of it.
It was actually originally designed for images.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they're using it to create completely original music.
From scratch.
From scratch.
So I wouldn't have to, like, painstakingly compose note by note.
Nope.
I could just tell Riffusion, like, hey, give me a jazzy tune with the funky bass line.
Exactly.
And band it track.
That's insane.
It really is, and it's changing the game for everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah, musicians.
Producers, even casual listeners.
Wow.
Like, imagine scoring a film without playing a single instrument.
Or, like, making the perfect background music for, like, a video game without spending a fortune.
Exactly.
Okay, so how does this all work?
All right.
Explain it to me.
Riffusion, it uses text, right?
Yeah.
Audio or even images as input.
What images?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's wild, right? And then it translates those prompts into spectrograms.
Spectrograms.
Which are like visual representations of sound.
So it's seeing the sound.
Exactly.
I don't even know what that means.
So this is where the AI model Stable Diffusion comes in.
Stable Diffusion.
That's the brains behind Riffusion.
Okay.
It generates the spectrograms based on your prompt.
Oh, wow.
And then those get converted back into audio.
So you're telling me I can type something and it composes music instantly?
Instantly.
This is blowing my mind.
I know. And it's crazy to think diffusion models were originally for images.
Right.
Like someone had this aha moment and was like, wait, what if we use this for music?
That's genius.
It is.
Okay, so now I keep seeing this word fuzz everywhere.
Fuzz.
Yeah, what is that?
So fuzz is Riffusion's latest AI model.
Okay.
It's like the conductor. Yeah, exactly. And what makes fuzz special is that it learns your musical preferences over time.
Oh, so like the more I use it,
the more it gets you.
The more it knows what I like.
And tailors the music to your taste.
Whoa, that's like...
It's freaky, right?
It's like having an AI bandmate that gets better the more we jam together.
Exactly. It learns your style.
This is wild. Okay, so we've talked about the tech. Now let's talk about the journey of Riffusion.
The journey.
Yeah, like this thing started in a basement, right?
It did.
And now it's got millions in funding.
Millions.
Even the chain smokers are involved.
They are.
It's like a rocket ship to success.
It is a fascinating story.
So Riffusion starts as this little passion project, and now it's attracting major attention.
Yeah, investors, artists.
Wow.
The chain smokers being on board is huge.
Right.
Because it shows that even the top players in the music industry are like, okay, AI is a thing.
Exactly. And one of the articles really emphasized how Riffusion could like democratize music creation.
Democratize.
Like anybody, regardless of their musical background, can suddenly become a composer.
They can.
It's like giving everyone a magic wand for music.
That's a great way to put it.
But that brings up some questions.
Oh, yeah.
Like what happens to professional musicians if anyone can make a hit song with a few clicks?
Right. It's a big question.
Yeah. It makes you wonder, like, what does it even mean to be a musician in this new world?
It's a whole new landscape.
It really is.
It's fascinating and a little scary.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
And it makes you wonder, like, where does this all go? You know?
Right, like it's reshaping everything we thought about art.
Totally. And creativity. Like, what even is that anymore?
And it's not just musicians, right? It's film, gaming, advertising. Right. It goes on and on.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's a little scary.
It is.
There's one thing that keeps bugging me, though.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
Like, all these articles kind of dance around this question of Riffusion's training data. What music did they feed this thing? Like, are they using copyrighted material?
That's a good question.
Where's the line between inspiration and just copying?
That is the million-dollar question.
It's a big gray area, right? Legally and ethically.
It's a huge gray area.
Yeah, and the fact that they're not super transparent about their training data is a little...
suspicious.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I mean, if it turns out they trained it on copyrighted music without permission, that opens up a whole can of worms.
Right, like copyright infringement lawsuits galore.
Exactly.
And then there's that whole trusted artist agreement thing.
Oh, yeah? That's controversial.
So they're giving early access and feedback privileges to some musicians.
But they're excluding anyone who's criticized them publicly or who's part of a group that opposes their whole approach.
Yeah, that's a bold move.
It's like you're either with us or against us.
Right.
Which makes me wonder even more what those opposing voices are saying.
Yeah, like what are their concerns?
Yeah, what are people worried about?
Well, besides the copyright stuff, some artists are worried that this could like devalue human creativity. Like if anyone can make music with AI.
Will anyone care about original compositions anymore?
Exactly. And then there's that age-old question, right?
Is it even art if a machine made it?
Yeah, but maybe we're asking the wrong question.
What do you mean?
Like maybe we should be focusing on how to use these tools responsibly and ethically.
I like that. So instead of seeing AI as a threat, we should see it as a potential collaborator.
Exactly. Like how can we harness this power to actually enhance human creativity?
Help us break through those creative blocks and explore new soundscapes.
Exactly. Like imagine AI as your brainstorming partner.
One that never gets tired.
That's a good one. And actually, one of the articles mentioned that the chain smokers are already doing this.
Really?
Yeah, they're using Riffusion in their workflow.
Interesting.
Like as a creative springboard to get ideas flowing and experiment with sound.
That's a much more optimistic take than some of the stuff I've been reading.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of doom and gloom out there.
People are worried about AI taking over the world.
Right.
But I guess the question is, even if AI can write a catchy song or a symphony, can it really capture human emotion?
Yeah, like the experiences, the raw humanness that makes music so powerful.
That's what makes us connect with it.
Exactly. So can an algorithm really understand all of that?
And translate it into music that resonates with us on that deep level.
That's a tough question.
It really makes you think about the future of music.
Sure.
Will we even be able to tell the difference between human and AI music?
That's a good one.
And if it sounds good, does it even matter who or what created it?
I don't know.
It's crazy to think about.
It is, and the lines are already getting blurry.
Yeah, some of these AI music platforms are getting so good.
So sophisticated.
Yeah, you can barely tell the difference.
It's wild.
So are we headed toward a future where algorithms dominate the charts?
Maybe.
And human musicians become like a distant memory?
It wouldn't be the first time technology disrupted the music industry.
It's true. Like, think about the electric guitar or synthesizers.
Yeah, they changed everything.
But music adapted.
It always does.
So maybe AI won't replace human musicians entirely.
Right? Maybe it'll just change the landscape.
Create new opportunities and challenges.
Basically like photography and painting.
Both still exist.
They do.
So maybe it's not an either situation.
Right.
Maybe it's about figuring out how to integrate these tools.
Yeah. To enhance and expand human creativity.
Not replace it.
Exactly.
So AI as a creative partner.
Like a superpowered tool.
We talked about personalized music earlier.
Uh-huh.
It's a really intriguing concept.
Kind of creepy too.
Yeah, like algorithms curating soundtracks for our lives based on our moods, our activities, even our heart rates.
Whoa, that's like a personal DJ in your brain.
It's wild.
It is, and it's closer than you think.
Really?
Yeah, AI is already personalizing everything.
It's true.
From news feeds to shopping recommendations.
So music is the next logical step.
It seems like it.
Well, today's deep dive has definitely given us a lot to think about.
It has.
Riffusion is just one example of how AI is changing music.
It's a big one, though.
It really is, and it's raising some big questions.
About creativity ownership and what even is art in the digital age.
And that's the real takeaway here.
It's not just about understanding a new piece of tech.
It's about these bigger philosophical questions that AI is forcing us to confront. Okay, so where does all of this leave us? Like, where does this leave the listener, navigating this whole new world of AI music?
Yeah, that's a good question, and it's a lot to take in.
It is.
I mean, think about it. Even if AI can pump out hit after hit, write symphonies that could rival, like, Beethoven,
right?
Does that make human creativity less valuable?
Yeah. I mean, it's like, does a robot painting, hit you the same way?
Exactly.
As a masterpiece that a human artist poured their heart and soul into?
Yeah. Is there something inherently special about human expression?
Even if the end result sounds or looks the same.
It's a really interesting question.
It is, and it makes you think about what we value in art.
Totally.
Is it the finished product or is it the process?
Oh, journey.
The inspiration,
Yeah.
the struggle, the joy of creation.
All of that.
Yeah, all the messy human stuff.
Exactly. And what about the listener?
Yeah, will we even be able to tell the difference between human music and AI music in the future?
I mean, if it sounds good, doesn't matter who or what made it.
Right.
It's a tough one. And our sources suggest the line's already blurring.
Yeah.
Some of these AI music platforms are getting so good.
So good.
You can't even tell the difference.
It's crazy to think about.
I know, right? So are we heading towards this future where algorithms dominate the charts?
And human musicians just fade away.
Like a relic of the past?
Like vinyl records or cassette tapes.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time technology totally shook things up in the music industry.
That's true, but music has always adapted.
It has.
So maybe AI won't completely replace human musicians.
Right.
Maybe it'll just reshape the landscape.
Exactly. Create new possibilities and challenges.
Like photography and painting.
Yeah, they both still exist.
Right. So maybe it's not an either situation.
I don't think it is.
Maybe it's about figuring out how to use these new AI tools in a way that works with human creativity.
Yeah, to enhance it.
Expand it.
Instead of replacing it.
So AI is like a creative partner.
Like a super tool in your toolbox.
Exactly. We talked about personalized music before, and that whole concept is...
Wild, right?
Yeah, it's kind of creepy, but also kind of amazing.
Imagine algorithms just creating soundtracks for our lives.
Tailored to our moods.
Our activities.
Even our heart rates.
It's like having a personal DJ inside your brain.
It's mind-blowing and kind of scary.
It's both.
Well, I think it's safe to say that today's deep dive has given us a lot to think about.
It has. Riffusion is just one example.
Yeah, but it's a big one.
Of how AI is changing music.
And it's forcing us to ask some tough questions about creativity ownership.
And what it even means to be an artist in this digital age.
And that's what we really want you to take away from this.
It's not just about some new tech.
It's about these huge philosophical questions that AI is throwing at us.
And we're all figuring it out together.
So if you're feeling overwhelmed by all this, don't worry, you're not alone.
We're all in this together.
But here's the thing. AI is here to stay. And it's changing music, whether we like it or not.
It's a powerful tool, and it can be used for good or bad.
So we need to approach it with open minds and open ears.
Ask questions.
Be critical and be ready for whatever comes next.
The future of music is being written right now, and it's a pretty exciting time to be alive.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. And remember, keep those ears open and those minds curious, because the music of the future is just getting started.